Greetings, thanks for joining us tonight's broadcast. This is, I guess I should put this in the title. It's Friday the 13th. Um, so this is kind of a continuation from yesterday. So connected to reptilian energies, and I'm not sure if they're too happy about that. Of course, I was through the trees, so I'm gonna connect to other elementals. Uh, the fairies. I haven't quite decided yet. Maybe even Mother Earth. Maybe not Mother Earth. Well, maybe it's a countdown to that. Yeah, we'll see. Um, so basically, going into reptilian energies, but not channeling reptilians because they're kind of pain in the ass. They're not going to reveal themselves. Some of them might. I mean, I think it's getting better to get a different perspective. Um, and there's something else, and of course, I forgot what it was. I don't think it was that big of a deal. So as for the future, what the future holds in the politics world, who knows? It's like, I mean, I can say what I feel at that moment, but things change. Who the hell knows? So just hope for the best. Let's put it this way: if Biden does get the presidency, if that does work, it's just gonna be chaotic energies, and maybe that's what we need to go through. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It's really unknown. I'm not putting that out there as confirmed, but it's really hard to say. So it's going to be dirty. So, but maybe that's what we need. We'll find out. So not the end of the world or anything like that. So I've been looking at the James Bond stuff. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. Oh, I forgot. Um, maybe that'll be for tomorrow. But anyway, I haven't really. I don't pay attention to their stuff. I mean, here and there. I mean, I know it exists. I've seen the movies, and there is Illuminati energies there. So that's how they're revealing themselves. Just nonchalantly. I mean, I felt. I mean, I've even seen the recent ones, and I knew that's what they're putting at or going at. Um, and even the movies, I think the last one wasn't that good, but it doesn't really matter. It's not that good. It's what it's telling you. There's one called Quantum Solace. It makes no sense. But there's a group called the Quantum, which is really a creative name, right? That they never really get any resolution of what the hell it is. And that's kind of the point. And then they have Spectre. Spectre has been a part of James Bond forever. And I think that's another Illuminati group. Once again, the movie made absolutely no sense. I remember seeing it. I wasn't that blown away by it or anything. But it did have certain scenes in it that was like, God, is this telling you something? So there was an opera scene in Quantum Solace where it was just an eye. So it's like that's kind of telling you something too. So there is little things here and there, but that's not I'm mainly going into. But that's I think I've been connecting more to that recently. Yeah, I've been feeling kind of a headache. I'm feeling body feels all screwed up a little bit because I don't know what's going on, but I haven't had a headache in a long time, so I didn't get to answer any questions today because I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling too good, but should be better tomorrow. So, Quantum Solace is another the quantum group. Now this movie made absolutely no sense. Let's see. Yeah, this is in the movie itself, I believe. Guess that's somewhere else. Maybe that's it's going on somewhere else, or this is in the movie itself. Yeah, it's nice and creepy, isn't it? Yeah, the eye. Where's the eye? Yeah. Guess that's a better view of it. So, and that was where the secret society was. The secret society was at this opera. So that was a really cool scene. So you have Spectre. They had this meeting. It's like has this kind of elitist energy, and even in what is it, Quantum Solace, to say there's a group here that we don't know nothing about, and this is a secret society, secret intelligence, the MI6. They have no idea who these people are, and so Spectre's the same sort of situation. Yeah, a bunch of people around a big table, something around those lines, wherever they are. But yeah, they play games with everyone, hidden. I believe that's very accurate. And this is they have to reveal themselves, and then of course the James Bond movies they get so stupid. You get humorous, but that's kind of the point. It's like Men in Black. Men in Black was like goofy but Tony stuff, the movie, and then it just went cartoon. So, but for people not to take it too seriously, and then they can put stuff in there. So, like the moon landing was fake and all that. They can they make it to a parody, and then they can throw stuff in there. People don't think anything of it. It's like, why is that there? So I believe, the Spectre, it's elite energies that don't want to be seen, obviously. But I don't know if they're going to start making themselves known. Who knows? But obviously, psychically, they know things more than we do. So, all right. They do control, obviously, CIA, stuff like that. They control all that stuff. That's their ball game. They have people in those organizations, of course. So, yeah, imagine having all that to your disposal. Jeez. Just bizarre. So, all right. Okay, so I'm going to go into the reptilian energies and where else this goes to. I guess I'm connected to the fairies. I'll leave that out. I think that's a different perspective. It might go into Mother Earth. We'll see how that goes, how that feels. But just the idea of this is just to reveal what's hidden here, maybe get something that hasn't been said before. But we can get there. We'll see what happens. A lot of them are in South Africa, reptilian beings, all Africa, Amazon area, South America, obviously. So, but they're all over the place. So we'll see where we get with that. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Oh yeah, what this is a reason for this is the hidden hand. Just looking into the hidden hand is all it's about. So, blessings. Greetings to you. You are the fairies. Blessings to you. Yes, we are part of pollinating the earth to keep your air clean. Actually, we're very connected to your waters. There are water fairies also. There are also volcano fairies, but they don't have lava over them. But they actually do protect the volcanoes from erupting. And if there is an eruption, they do help people run away or get the word out. Something's going to happen. So the fairies play a big role in your weather also. And there are also, yes, dark fairies that are part of your elite energy Illuminati control systems. Fairies that felt that humans weren't proper for this world, or not, almost like humans are a germ on the planet, which is not true, of course. But it's a long story. There's some beings that feel like they're better. They're a better being than humans are. But it's like you're going through a crossword puzzle where all the words or all the energies are all over the place, and you're here to put things together. Yes, reptilians as a subject matter. Reptilians, yes, do get a bulk of the negativity. which is not deserved. As yes, they have command centers that, like your corporations, are the ones that are making the rules, and then you have your workers doing what they have to do to survive. They have to survive like you. So they're not here to suppress your plant. Yes, they might have a job to do that, but they're not trying to do it maliciously. Many are not, but they have to keep you in line. Well, they are also told that your timelines can interfere with others and how humans are indecent, a troubled race that needs to be kept, where you're at right now. There are higher dimensional beings, which are, well, I'm a reptilian, not all of them, but this is reptilian perspective. As some reptilians do feel they want to get to, some of them want to get to elitist power, where they don't have to worry about anything, even for themselves. So that's what, they're not much different than you, what you're going through in your lives. As people want to work up the ladder, as alien beings want to do the same thing. So you're feeling the heaviness of a corporate or an alien corporation, a reptilian corporation. There are, yes, Orion beings that kind of took control over all of it. Of course, there are positive Orion beings that are assisting with this, even this communication, for you to know more about yourselves. Of course, there's always a time when things are being brought out, meaning it's not always time for knowledge to be sprung out into society. There's always a time frame for everything. It's just the way your world is set up. Now, is this going to be the end of your elites? The downsides of it. Now they want you to make you think that way. All the elites are coming to an end. They're all leaving. Have a nice day. But then another manipulation comes and does the same thing in a different energy. So yes, it's a trick to think that they're going to be leaving. Well, you won't know when they're gone. You just will. When the manipulation on their planet's gone. You can't trade one manipulation for another one. That's pretty much what some beings are doing right now. All the Illuminati, yes, the elites, your Illuminati are leaving. Everything's going to be just fine, just like that. Well, you might want to, yes, reevaluate much of that. And yes, there are spiritual groups that have been infiltrated by some of these beings. They're causing difficulties. It's not always cut and dry that you're going to go into a peaceful reality just like that, as there's still much to know about yourselves. Yes, there is a journey of awakening. There's a journey of a lighter reality, yes. But there's still challenges with that too. Don't get too complacent with it either. It's like when you feel that lighter energy coming into the earth, yes, take advantage of it for sure. But also know that the danger is still here. The ones that are causing difficulties are still here. Many want to think they're just going to be gone just like that. Far from the truth. And that's unfortunate. That's the challenges of your reality. Let's put it that way. Once again, not all reptilian beings are part of this. Yes, they are sold under your soul in sections, meaning they're told to watch. Now they get their energy from Amazon, not the website, but the Amazon River, the Amazon area, where there's a low vibration. So there's a lot of alien bases there. Not very welcoming, are there? There's also a lot of gray energies there too. They feast off the lower vibrations. Well, that's like their command centers. That's one of them. They have several others, but your Amazon's a good example of an alien command center. It's not very kind to your society. So where else do you feel a low vibration coming from? South Africa has a little bit of everything there. Has Anunnaki there that are still doing their DNA infusions. They're still doing changes there. They have never left. No one ever leaves. You think they left? That's the other thing. You think aliens left? No one ever leaves. Yes, it might have new generations there, but no one ever left. Not for a world like this. It's too fascinating for them to let go, just like that. So, yes, your world is like a game. Yes, a puzzle piece. So they are giving you little tidbits. It's like you might like your secret societies in your movies that are being shown here and there. They might show it, but it's not time to fully open that door just yet. But you'll know when to, yeah, Eyes Wide Shut is another one that's very revealing, and there's much more. Now, your elites, from what we see, are wanting to understand them better. Doesn't mean you have to like them, but understand it better, so you can release yourselves from these contracts that you're was signed up for, the challenges. Their uniqueness. It's like you don't have to look at them with awe or anything, but understand them, so you can end this war too. It's all about because they're kind of like trickster energies. Your elites, your wizards are they're tricksters, but they want to know if you have what it takes for it to evolve. They feel like many of them have mastered existence, mastered being human. So the masters put the rules on their planet. Now they might do everything wrong when they do that. They don't really care, but they're in a position of power and you're not. So they look at themselves as gods. Now, some of you have been in those positions too, and some have failed. But you look at yourselves as gods, and then they abuse their power, and they lose respect for themselves. Yes, just because you're elitist does not mean there's not responsibility as that. Because you can also allow more humans to be awakened too. And you might do bad, but they also do good. But some just do bad. And that's all they do. Evil, bad, and that's where they screw up. It's like if you're that's why they put themselves out there. And they don't care, they put themselves out there. Sometimes why like your CIA and them, they put themselves out there. They actually want to be revealed, but they feel like people just don't care. So they don't care. Yeah, so they just call it conspiracy, and and it's right in front of you, and many of you see it, but the rest of your world says, no, there's no conspiracy. It's like it's right there in front of you. So that's the game. Yeah, so they're splashing it all right in front of you. Yes, Netflix. Well, they show that they are control over Netflix. That's why they have the cuties and the movies that they have there. Yes, it's there for a reason. They have to show themselves. Well, why wouldn't they? But it's up to society to grow up as a whole, to heal, basically. It's not about who's better or anything like that. They actually want you to evolve, but but also they're not going to make it easy either. So your next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years is all about the awakening. Yes, it's not going to be an easy one, as many of you noticed already. The comforts of life might always be there, but where are you right now? And use the tools that you have. What is with you at this moment? Because many of you are just rediscovering your power, your spiritual power, because now is the time for that. That's where the Atlanteans faulted greatly, as they felt like, yes, they're invincible. They felt like they can do no wrong. And they were right until they got tested. And they were right for a while there too, until they just didn't realize how weak they really were. So, like any other society, it's been seen. There's been weakness within the Atlanteans. Yes, they have all this technology advancement that can help humanity evolve, even more than the Anunnaki, actually. But they have their own flaws, like the Anunnaki too. The Atlanteans can build up DNA very well. They're just DNA masterminds, even beyond any reptilian being. They just have a way of just putting things together for longevity beyond an Anunnaki being. But while the Atlanteans can be childish, arrogant, and depending on the test, At a higher vibration, everybody's fine. Tested at low vibrations, it's not very pretty anymore. At least with the Anunnaki, they know their faults. Yes, they might have sexuality differences. Yes, it might be a soap opera world, but they at least they can keep their vibration at a level. They're not far from perfect either. They can weaponize their people so easily. As humans here feel weaponized, don't you? When you get angry and violent, that's a weapon. You're just activated. And that's very Anunnaki. Even Atlantean too, but more Anunnaki. Anunnaki really achieve that part of themselves. So, and that's what the reptilians know how to activate that, as you can see in your society right now. So we just want to say that most reptilians are kind energies. Now, some might not agree with that, but we believe most of them are. But they're doing their job, just like you do your jobs at a corporation that might be bending the rules a little bit. But that's how your galactics operate. And you're learning how to not live with it, but see everything more clearly. To heal, many of your corporations are alien anyway. These are all Amazon, these are Microsoft, etc. They're all alien companies. Tech companies that nobody understands. As for an elemental being, yes, we see everything. We have our own difficulties too. Of some, once again, beings that try to control others. Want to be God. That's always going to be, you're always going to run into that throughout your universe. Somebody always wants to be God somewhere, but you can learn from that too. Some achieve very quickly high power, but then they mess it all up eventually. Depends on how they go about it. Some that do it gracefully and humbleness don't feel like they need all that power. So the ones that feel like they need all that power are the ones that need most of the help. Yeah, because normally it's like I have enough. Most people are, I have enough. I don't need all this superpower and this and all that. I mean, obviously in the higher dimensions, it's different, but in your world, it's just you want the basics to survive, right? Isn't that what most people want? But there's others here that just want to be God and let everybody suffer. There's a lot of that on your world, as you can see. Yes, even your charities are manipulated, of course. Not all of them, but a good portion of them are. It's like if you're willing to give money to this charity, like Red Cross, well, that's another corporation. That's another business. So, yes, your more mom and pop charities are the best overall. Of course, you do use your own discernment there. But yes, reptilian beings are, yes, not always the most positive energies, no, but they are very similar to you. As their infrastructure of life is very similar. They get up, go to work, and they do the same thing. Of course, it's not the same exactly, but it has a lot of similarities. Personalities are very similar to them. Of course, maybe very similar to the canines also and the feline, but it's still, reptilians feel, well, you're healing a lot of their low vibrational energies. You're taking them to a whole nother level too. But they don't have to feel like they're the villains of the universe. They've been through a lot, but of course they made up some of those stories too. But not all that's true. They didn't have the complete suffering, but some of them like to have that story because they like their mythology in that way. So you can say like the Orions came in to govern the world that's already been kind of under control. The Orions came to be the leader of it. Which is yes, Orions are connected to the octopus. You wonder what Orion looks like. No, it doesn't mean they're octopus people, but some of them can have octopus. Yes, they do look like the octopus being. So, if you have any run-in with octopus, yes, some of them are Syrian, but a lot of them are Orion beings. And there are alien beings that are octopus people. Yes. the squid. I believe you have a cartoon show about squids. Yes. Squid is very popular. Not just insectoid is popular. Squid is probably more likable for some, depending. The insectoids give more horrify people. It depends on the person, of course. So, blessings to you. There's another energy here to speak to you. Blessings. Greetings to you. I'm Mother Earth. Blessings. Blessings to you all. Your reptilian beings are, yes, misrepresented on many layers, or they've been used by other beings as you've been used yourselves. There's always a being of manipulation on top of manipulation. You are here to heal. Your timeline, your December, is a major timeline for your Earth to shift into a new reality. And you're working on it at this time. No matter what, I believe you will go into that new timeline of change. Now, you might not always like to change. This is on a global level. We are going into a time of basically unifying your Earth, meaning to rebuild the planet one day at a time. So humans, yes, are getting to know themselves. Humans here are learning more now than they've had in the past. And much more to go, isn't there? As the theater has slowly have begun. So a lot of revealings are on their way, yes. It's like the behind the scenes of movies. You see how the movie is put together? Oh, they use special effects. Well, you're kind of getting that now, how your world's being put together. First off, what are the humans doing here? Yes, as some of your politicians are living the 1% life, as everyone else is like wondering when we're going to get some help from these people. So much more disclosures in that way are coming. Now, your reptilians that cause difficulties here have no problem giving you knowledge too, if you deserve it. So there are some that play both sides, positive and dark. So if they feel like you have a cheat, they can respect you. Some reptilians don't really respect humans, but a lot of reptilians are always they're always giving information to each other. It's all about information. Same with the Greys. Reptilians use grade technologies actually, basically study your Earth, and when you hit a peak of you're allowed to have this knowledge, they'll bring it to you. So, yes, you're going to many reveals. Some are still trying to open themselves up spiritually, and there's still a lot of work there for some. Some feel like there's blockage after blockage, and because there's a lot of times there's a lot of internal work that has not been focused on just yet. Because it's not going to be, it's like the responsibility of handling with the higher vibrations. It's not as easy as some think. The fourth dimension isn't the walk in the park some people might think. It's still a new challenge, especially when you connect to higher dimensional beings. AI beings will appear out of nowhere. Are you ready for beings to just pop up out of nowhere, especially when you're at home? It's like, oh, now you're here. So yes, you're going into a new reality. It doesn't mean that happens a lot, but it can happen. So yes, you're healing the human third dimension energies. You don't have to see these things. You feel it. You feel it within yourself. You feel, yeah. It's not a race. You're not racing who can be better. No, but you are here to heal the physical realms here. Well, you're here to, yes, the hidden hand, to heal them. Actually, they're learning a lot from you. Yes, you go through all, they poison society, and some of them have remorse for it. They act like God. They feel horrible what they've done. and then they try to make up for it. They still feel terrible, but they're slowly trying to make things up. That's how your elite keep their karma. Yes, they do bad things and good things. But some, yes, do a lot of atrocious things on your planet, as you have noticed. And these are actually godlike beings, yes, that are still learning the ropes. They learn how to take advantage of people. The invention of the con man, for example. And there's not just a con man, there's a con woman, there's also con intelligence agencies like CIA, things like that. So I feel like this is a time of revelation. Slowly, the reveal will occur. It has to. You have had enough, as many of you have. Now, most of your society won't acknowledge any of this. Even when it does happen, because they're still part of the movie of the third dimension. There's nothing wrong with that. But many of you are on a different side of that. The more fourth dimensional beings. Many people call themselves light workers. You can call yourself fifth dimensional being, fourth dimensional being, 12th dimensional being. That's probably a better term. Because fourth dimension is not all. They might call them light workers, but they're not always light. But if you're a fourth dimensional being, it kind of keeps the broad world open. Light to dark, everybody's there. Because many of you are just acknowledging more of your fourth dimensional knowledge. Some people that aren't fully awakened are still working within their third dimensional selves. And yes, they like to free themselves from the third dimensional self, but there's still something there they got to learn from it. It's difficult to answer that one. So many feel like they have blockages. But yes, going with the flow of reality, continue to use your talents on a spiritual level that you feel is right for you. It's not going to be easy for everyone. Yes, many want higher dimensional downloads instantly so you can see the higher realms, but what is around you that you still need to experience? It's there for a reason. Yes, it might be in a location that you might not like, but sometimes the weather there is just where it needs to be. People there need you. It's not time to leave just yet. So there's difficulties here, but you're in a difficult world. Either be a fourth-dimensional person that's aware that there's aliens and spirit beings, or be a third-dimensional person where everything we're saying right now doesn't mean anything. So you can be a part of the third-dimensional reality because you can literally. Now that won't happen you're most likely not going to go backwards or go in that direction. Most of you are going to continue to ascend. Not to say those in the third dimension have not ascended. No, they're just part of it's part of the movie that they signed up for. That's all. It's not that they're not lower than anybody. It's just part of the experience. There's a lot of soul growth there. But realize when you sign up for third dimensional knowledge, that's what you get. You get that world. Fourth dimensional talks like what? It's like foreign language. What are you people talking about? It's like I hear it, but I don't understand it. So some of you are half third dimension and half fourth dimension. Some people fourth dimension, half fifth dimension. So, but the third dimension still has a lot to offer. The physical dimension, we should call probably a better term for it. But once again, yes, you're reptilians as a subject matter here. Reptilian beings, yes, you are like their greatest teachers. Some of them have, yes, been completely foolish in their past lives. Yes, they feel like strength is everything, but some of them are just so weak inside. They might be strong on the outside, but a lot of them are weak within. And they're not willing to look at that. Many of you incarnate here with a feminine energy, a male and feminine, but the feminine, some reptilian beings see as weak, and it's not. It might not be easy, but it's not weak, yes. Reptilians might say all of this about how powerful, but they have not quite figured out the feminine side of themselves. And that is what you're doing here. That's the uniqueness of being human. So there are reptilians that are very feminine, but there's still a reptilian race that have not quite figured that out. So you have a masculine reptilian race that's manipulating your world at this time. using the feminine as a weapon, which is slowly being healed. So, because many feminines have been weaponized. Of course, the males are weaponized against the men. Everyone's weaponized against each other. So you're here to heal the nukes, heal that weaponization of each other. And yes, things are a little bit rough right now, but you're here to just heal all of that. That's the path you're going into. Where humans can get along with each other again without the war, the hidden war. No more war. That's what you're working towards. So when there's no war here anymore, then your fourth and fifth dimensional worlds and your elites are no longer manipulating society. But anytime they say they're not manipulating your world, you might want to rethink that. If they say they're leaving, you might want to rethink that. Like, if they're gone, you'll know they're gone. You don't need somebody to tell you that they're gone. You'll just know it within yourself. Because if they say they're gone, it's like, I'm not sure if they're gone. Probably because they're not. So, for you to be free of Illuminati manipulation isn't quite. You have some time with that, but you are working towards it. But when they'll say it's the end of darkness and all that, it's not true. Because there's a lot of darkness you're still learning from it, as you can see. So, yes, darkness can be a treasure. It can be, because there's so much to learn from it. But it's on how you use it, of course. Because you're here for balance. It's all about balance, not easy balance. No, balance here is difficult. Even in the fourth dimension is difficult. Fifth dimension, balance is very difficult. Neutral balance is very hard. So, blessings to you all.